All right. Well, hello, Travel Quest. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Angelique Johns, and I will be presenting Domes Resorts. So we are going to get started with Domes of Elounda.
Hey, Angelique, can you maybe just give us like a really quick synopsis right in the beginning here of who exactly Domes Resorts is, just so if people are listening to this, they know exactly what we're going into?
Absolutely. Yes. So Domes Resorts is one of the leading Greek hospitality companies in the luxury segment. So currently we have three properties: Domes of Elounda on the island of Crete, Domes Neuros Hania, also on the island of Crete. The two of them are in different locations, which I will show you. And then Domes Miramare, which is on the island of Corfu. And over the next year or so, we will be adding additional properties to our portfolio.
Perfect. So you have luxury properties right now that are located within the Greek islands then.
Correct.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
All right. So let's move on. And of course, here we're having technical difficulties.
Well, why don't you have technical difficulties? It's the way of the world.
There we go.
Right? Oh, perfect.
All right, so this is the map of the island of Crete. Crete is the fifth largest island in the Mediterranean. Sicily, Sardinia, Cyprus, and Corsica are the largest islands, but it is the largest Greek island. And if you were to drive from one side to the other, it would take you a little over 4 hours. So, by U.S. standards, for us, 4 hours, that's not huge, but for an island, it is quite a large size. So for Domes of Elounda property, travelers would fly into Heraklion, which you can see kind of in the middle of this screen there. And then it's about a 45-minute to an hour drive from the hotel to the resort.
Okay.
So just a little bit about the location and the heritage of Elounda. So the island of Crete itself has hosted several different civilizations, from the Romans, Venetians, Ottomans, and of course now the Greeks. Behind, you can see the island of Spinalonga, which was used for defense during the different periods, again, to protect against any sieges. And then in the early 1900s, from 1903 to 1957, it was a leper colony. So anybody in Greece that suffered from leprosy was actually sent to the island, and that's where they lived. They had schools there, hospitals, things like that, to care for those that were suffering from the disease.
I love those kind of little tidbits that like a webinar like this allows all of us to know about, because then when we're talking to our clients and we're referencing a property, when we can give a little bit of history for the island or the resort, whatever it is, it makes us really look like we know what we're talking about. And really all we've done is a tiny bit of homework and partnered with somebody like you who can make us look good. So that's an interesting piece of info.
Thank you. Yes, and we, one of the other parts of the Domes overall philosophy is we like to make those connections, not only, folks being in a luxury hotel, but being connected to the local culture and history as well.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of that, within an hour's drive from Elounda and our property, Domes of Elounda, there are many different opportunities for people to get out and see different parts of Crete. So the first one is Knossos, which you can see in the top left and bottom left, which is it was the center of Minoan civilization from 2700 to 1400 BC. So it's quite old, and this was the earliest known civilization in Europe. Then we also have the Crete Aquarium. We have Elounda, which you can see in the top right corner. And then we have also St. Nicholas, which is very close to the resort as well. So lots of opportunities to get out and see some of the local culture. So the Domes philosophy, we kind of talked about that. We have 3 properties, and specifically for Domes of Elounda, some of the unique selling points for this property are that it's only suites and villas. So our entry-level category starts at 850 square feet. Really designed for families as well as couples, honeymooners, groups of friends traveling together. We have a type of accommodation for all of those. We have our own private sandy beach, which is Blue Flag certified. And then I will also show you on a later slide our outliving selection, which is great as well. So just showing you, because we are family friendly, we also like to make sure that we have those services as well for couples or honeymooners or adult groups. So we have separate swimming pools, of course. Anybody can use the family swimming pool, but then we do have an adults only swimming pool that actually looks over to Spinalonga, which is quite beautiful. And then in the bottom
Angelique, can I just ask you quick, and maybe I missed it, did you say how many villas are within this property?
There are 118 suites,
okay,
villas, and residences. So one.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. And then top right, you can see our private sandy beach, which is absolutely stunning.
Beautiful.
So Bonnie, you are just one step ahead of me. So this was where I was going to talk about the 118 units. So our entry-level room category is a 1-bedroom, which you can see in the bottom left corner. This one is actually sea view, so it has a separate living room, bedroom. And then you can also, oops, I have a little.
Wow, it's beautiful. That is, I've never been to Greece myself, except on a quick cruise ship that went through very quickly. So to actually see it from an island view like this in a high-end property, it's absolutely gorgeous.
It is really beautiful. So we go from that entry level all the way up to a 3-bedroom villa. So we have private residences that are 2 and 3 bedrooms, and then we have our luxury residences, which are 2 bedrooms, and they can interconnect to form a 4-bedroom. So lots of options, not only for families, but for couples traveling together as well. So I mentioned our outliving selection earlier. So anybody that is staying in our higher room categories, like our private residences, luxury residences, or luxury villas, has access to our outliving selection. This is really kind of an executive lounge, but taken to the next level. So we have throughout the day different food and beverage options for them, beer and wine, coffee and tea facilities, and then in the evening we have liquor and do some type of entertainment. In addition, they can have their breakfast in the Blend restaurant, so just giving them some special amenities. In the beach area, they have a reserved beach area for them. So just a nice option for travelers that are looking for something a little additional. And this slide goes into more detail, as well as they get handy phones so they can access the villa manager or the room service manager, really paying special attention here to these guests. Not that we don't for all guests, but it's just a little elevated level. So as far as restaurants and bars, we have 4 restaurants, and there's really something for everyone. So Tholos is our buffet restaurant. However, I like to say it's not a traditional buffet. There's lots of made-to-order areas that folks can go and choose what they want, and then the chef prepares it right there. As well, in our restaurants, there are separate areas for families as well as couples. So we really pay special attention to that detail to make sure that those couples, as well as families, are comfortable. We have yosai, which is our Japanese and Peruvian cuisine. My personal favorite, which is Tapas 1910. And you can see in the picture here, we can actually do dinners out on our little pier at Tapas, as well as we have a beautiful dining area there. And it's right on the waterfront. And then we have Blend, which is our Italian fusion restaurant. 4 bars as well. So guests can go wherever they need to have a nice cocktail or a juice throughout their day. Again, my favorite is the top one, which is the Grand Domes Bar. It's located right off the lobby and it has amazing views. Different experiences. As I said, we really promote people going out and experiencing some of the local culture. So lots of different options for them. They can go into the village and we can arrange a pastry making class for them. They can go to Spinalonga. In the bottom right-hand corner, as we do cater to families, is Domes Land. And this is from 6 months all the way up to teenagers. All of our staff is trained by a leading UK company, and this is all included in part in their daily room fee. Again, here's showing the picture in the village, the pastry lesson. Of course, olive oil is a key ingredient in Mediterranean cooking. So folks can...
Okay, I'm going to tell you you know what I actually saw in here that like caught my eye? Middle picture over there, a bottle of Bombay Sapphire. One of my favorites for gin and tonic.
Oh, that's too funny. Yes. So lots of handcrafted cocktails. We do have in our spa, we have a Cretan spa treatment using local and natural herbs. So we love to bring in the local culture and history to our resorts. And then launching next year, this was actually under construction while I was there in October, is the core. It will really be our center for art, design, fashion, wellness. So we'll have shopping there. We will have different music and entertainment, some different gastronomy options, and it will really be great. It's right on the resort, so it will allow guests something additional while they are staying at our property. And this is one of my favorite pictures. So this is the beach area, again, looking over to Spinalonga.
Beautiful.
All right, so now we are going to go to the other side of the island. So again, like I said, you can see my screen, correct, Bonnie?
Yep, perfectly.
All right, so the island of Crete is quite large. Different parts of the island, so traveling from Elounda, you would go through Heraklion, which is the capital, you'd go through Rhythmno, and then over into Hania. And so this is our property, Domes Nerose Hania. And you will see it's a completely different look and feel than the Domes of Elounda property. So this is showing you in the top left hand, you'll see where Domes Nerose is, and the closest airport there is Hania, and it's about 15 minutes.
Okay.
So again, talking about the Domes philosophy, but some of the highlights here, again, we have a private beach. This is adults only, so minimum age is 16 years. We have 83 retreats, suites, and lofts at this property. And we'll go through and show you some of the highlights here. So restaurants, we have 2 restaurants, which is our Zien, which is our all-day restaurant, as well as our Raw Bar, which is the sushi and champagne cocktail. I sometimes ask people why isn't there a Greek restaurant on site? Again, this is located right in Hanya, so very close. There are restaurants within walking distance. There are going into town, many different options as well. And again, we want to promote guests to get out and really see different parts. There's great tavernas to go to and have a cocktail and some appetizers. So our concierge is more than willing to give recommendations there. And then we have the two bars, the N bar and the beach bar. So Bonnie, you will love this.
I just read the explanation under the gin bar. I went, oh my God, they're speaking to my heart there.
Exactly. All right, so let's move on. Just show you, this is our entry-level room category. This is an upbeat retreat. Starts at around 300 square feet. And these are really great. There's a pool view and a sea view. And again, this is entry level. It's a great size room. You will see that Domes of Elounda has a focus on, we like to call it an urban luxury property. Has a lot of focus on design. This property was just opened a few years ago, so it is, you know, that new kind of upbeat type of area or type of style.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the features of our loft. So we do have a wellness loft, you know, with more and more travelers really looking to, you know, bring some of that wellness and into their resorts and into their vacations. All of our wellness lofts are in the building where our spa is. They are by level, which is quite unique. And you'll see there, in addition, if your guests book a wellness loft, they get 2 30-minute massages. They get a discount on spa, Elemis skincare products. So really some nice enhanced features there. And then our outliving selection at this property starts with our Sublime lofts and goes up into our suites. Because this property is located, you know, right in Hanya, we do it a little different, but they still get lots of great amenities. If they stay 5 nights or more, we have a meal around, which we have 2 restaurants that we partner with in Hanya town. And they can go in there and have their dinner there one night. We do a mixology class, some gastronomy classes. They still have that handy phone so that they can connect, and they can take that off premises as well. So really some nice additional amenities for folks booking those higher room categories. And then we move into our Sublime loft. And again, this is a 2-floor. And it's really great. It has plunge pool, sea views, and then we go into our suites. Because this is adults only, these suites are designed, the largest one can accommodate 4 people, but they're not the, you know, large 3-bedroom size or 4-bedroom size that we have at Domes of Elounda. But all of our suites here do have their own pool as well, and they are beachfront. So you can see in that middle picture what a great view that they have. Experiences here, you know, we do have DJs, we have live performances, we have theme nights, cooking classes. Here we have an indoor and outdoor gym. So lots of different options for the adults that are staying here. All right, let me pull up our last but not least property. So this is our newest property, which just opened in August of this year. This is one of my favorite views from this property. It's
oh, wow.
Absolutely spectacular. So this property is located on the island of Corfu, which is off of northwestern Greece, off the mainland of northwestern Greece. The property is about 30 to 35 minutes from the airport. The distance is not that long. It's only about 8 to 10 miles. It's just a two-lane road going along the coast. So you really get to see some of the local villages as you are coming in. As with every place, I think, in Greece, there is a lot of history and a lot of uniqueness. So Corfu, Old Corfu town is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Guests can see really the Venetian influence, the British, the French, and of course the Greeks. So going through Old Town, it has that true Venetian, you know, those cobblestone alleys. There's no cars going through the Old Town. It's absolutely amazing to walk through and see. You know, the food, I think all Greek food is wonderful, but here you really get that fusion of Italian, French, and Greek. Many fun and exciting things to do on the island include Prince Philip was actually born on Corfu, Queen Elizabeth's husband. And so guests can go see Mont Repos, which is actually where he was born. Archelian Palace, which is a villa built by the Empress Elizabeth of Austria. Olive oil tours, wine tasting, mountain biking. So again, lots of different opportunities for the travelers to get out and see the island and the local culture. So the unique selling points of this property, again, it's adults only. True waterfront location with private beach. Same with all of our properties. We have our own beach, and they are all located right on the water. And then these rooms as well have access, or we also have the outliving selection here, and I'll show you the room categories. But this is really, you know, we call it the rebirth of a legend, and on the next slide, I will show you why. So I'm sure that you recognize a few of these faces up here, but Miramar actually belonged to the Onassis family back in the 60s. So it's hosted so many celebrities and world leaders, you know, including President Eisenhower, President Carter, as well as I think everybody, we all loved Jackie O. So you can see her in the top right, Maria Callas in the top left, Aristotle Onassis there in the middle. So we completed a full renovation of the property in July of this year, and then we opened actually in August of this year. And we kept the overall modernistic style of the original designer, but just upgraded it using some of the more natural materials and some contemporary art pieces. So it's an amazing, amazing property. I can't say enough about it. I mean, of course, I'm a little biased. I think all of our properties are. But just some of the common areas here, the beach, we have swimming, you know, the 2 swimming pools, 2 restaurants run by our Michelin star chef, indoor and outdoor facilities as well here. So this property is 113. So again, all of our properties are, you know, on that, you know, not super large properties with 200 or 300 rooms. Our largest is Domes of Elounda with 118. This property is 113, retreat, suites, and villas. So the property is basically divided into 2 areas. We have the Emerald Collection, which has 90 of the keys in this area, and they go from our retreats, which is our entry-level category, garden view. And there's no bad view here at this resort. The garden view is actually an old olive grove. So many of the trees there are, you know, 500, 700 years old. So still a great view, just a few minutes, not even a few minutes, probably a minute to get to the beach. And these go up to, we do have a 2-bedroom residence here. that has a kitchen area, living room, dining room. And again, because it's adults only, it's great for, a family that has adult children or college age children, or, two couples, because both of the bedrooms are master suites, and then they have the connecting area. The other side of the resort is our pavilion collection. And these are 23 retreat suites and villas. And so this is, for someone that is looking for a little bit more privacy, that kind of ultra luxurious. All of these units have some type of water feature. So either they have a jacuzzi on their patio, they have a pool, or they're located right on the waterfront. And in the top right picture, you can see this is one of the suites. And those, I know it's hard to tell, but those are actually steps right into the water. So it's...
Yeah, that's what I was looking at. So from the land, it goes right into the ocean?
Yes, yes.
Oh, wow, cool.
Yes, and you can see kind of in that same picture up on the top, you can see the private beach area as well. So
yeah.
Amazing options. And these go from our retreats up to 2 bedrooms. Again, the 2 bedrooms here, you can see in the middle picture, this is kind of the common area. There's a sitting room, 2 master suites as well. Now, these don't have, the kitchen or the dining room or anything, but they are a great size. And in that middle picture, I know it's hard to see, we're taking some updated photos, but that roof in our Grand Pavilion is actually retractable. So they can have it open during the day or even in the evening to look at the stars.
Neat.
So any of the rooms in our pavilion collection have access to our outliving area here. The concept here is similar to our concept at Domes of Elounda, where we have that private area, all day hot and cold snacks, all day beverages. In the evening, we have that Bombay Sapphire for Bonnie. And then you can see this is like the living room area in the bottom left-hand corner, and it goes into kind of a dining room where we have snacks. The top picture shows the private pool just for guests in this area, and then the bottom right shows the sitting area. Again, that goes right out into the water. We have private showers, bathrooms.
Beautiful.
Yes, it is quite lovely. And then, of course, we have a luxury property would not be complete without a luxurious motor yacht. So the bottom...
I was wondering where the yacht was.
Yes, the bottom left-hand picture. So this is our motor yacht, belongs to the property. And so guests can rent it, for a few hours, for a day. And then we also do, again, wanting to immerse the guests into all of the local culture. A couple times throughout the week, guests can transport via the Maramaretta into town. So they get to see, the island from a completely different perspective, from the water perspective, and go by, the coast. That part of the sea is very, very calm. As a matter of fact, at our resort, guests can do stand-up paddleboarding, things like that, because the water is so calm. So it's a great way to see the island from a different perspective. When I was there, I took the Maramaretta into town and then came back via cab and went through, some of the little local villages. So lots of great opportunities. So those are our 3 resorts. I know that it's a lot of information, so I will follow up and send the presentations as well to Bonnie. And if you have any...
Great.
Yeah.
Now, Angelique, where's the best place for our agents to actually book these products? Is it direct? Do you work with different wholesalers? What's the best place to do this?
Yeah, so lots of options on that front. Domes of Elounda and Domes Miramare are in the Classic Vacations program. So
Okay.
if the agents are looking really to, kind of do everything with their air transfers, all of that, we're available via Classic Vacations, direct via, our website, domesresorts.com. Or, if it's something that, and I'm always available, I am, based here in the US, so they can certainly, if they have someone that has some questions about the accommodations, I've seen all three properties, more than happy to answer those questions and help them through the reservation process as well.
Oh, perfect. Perfect.
Yes.
Gosh, I think that's all the questions I have.
Well, great. Thank you so much for your time today, Bonnie, and
Thank you. And I'll look forward to the recording. We'll get it out for our agents. And then I've taken some notes, so I'll make sure I post some of the notes that I felt were like blockbuster ideas, or not ideas, but more like thoughts and those unique little features that the Domes Resorts actually have within them. So I will be doing that when I actually post out the video as well.
Great. Well, thank you again. You have a great rest
Okay,
of the
cool.
day and happy holidays.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.